Hello everyone, this is Gagan from Econix. Today I would like to showcase you one small presentation which will walk you through how to set up foreign exchange rates with an automatic updates from a trusted service provider like Bank of Canada. If you are operating in Canada and you are dealing with the multi currencies, then it is always a concern for the organization is how I can update my exchange rates or conversion rates for a different currency that they are dealing with without worrying about they are not updated for past 1 month or it is 3 months, so they can avoid a lot of foreign exchange gain and loss just not to updating in a correct values. So you can see a screen of Business Central in front of you, and you can log into your Business Central instance, or you can open your Dynamics NAV. In Dynamics NAV, you have a search option, and here we will use this search tool to about the currencies. Before setting up the exchange rate, we would like to see that what is the current status of exchange rates for different currencies. So I just type currencies. It will open you the list of all currencies here. Let's over to currency called USD. You can click on a process and then see that is there any exchange rate setup is defined on this or not. We can see that it's only one exchange rate entry is there, which is set up for 1st of Jan 2019, and there is a no other exchange rates has been defined for USD. This is the same fact is there for other currencies as well, which is not defined in a right way. Uh, let's take an example of euro or into the sterling pound. The same thing, click on process and followed by exchange. There is no other exchange rates there other than 1st of Jan. So it is always a concern is there is like whether we have to update on a daily basis, come here weekly, so that we can maintain a proper exchange rates. You can click on onto this currency page itself, exchange rate service. You can create exchange rate services here if you want from this particular dialog box, or you can search here exchange rate service. So you can see that I open a page called exchange rate services now, which is currently blank, but this says that there is a new exchange rate service has been defined. To do that, what we are going to do is we are clicking on new button here just to define it. You can give any name to that because we are setting it for Bank of Canada. So we'll use a very shortcut here is BOC. You can add any description, but for a better uh, review later on, even for audit purpose. So let's type it as Bank of Canada Forex rates. We are not enabling it yet because we haven't not finished with our configuration. To do the configuration, the next important key is the URL, the service URL, which will help you out to update your the exchange rates on a periodic basis. So I have already copies that path, what has to be defined here. So I'm going to paste it onto this small box here. You can see that it is Bank of Canada observation page Forex rate daily XML, and I have a start date of 31st of December 2018. The reason is it will give me a rate from 1st of Jan 2019 and afterwards. And if you want to, let's say, have a historical rates as well, let's say of 2017 or 2016 or any other date, just come here into 18. If you make it 09, then you can have up to 09, right? So we leave it up to 18 only. And the service provider again name is Bank of Canada. It is important that you should update terms here, and we have a very specific link of the terms of Bank of Canada. So that is the same string we are going to put here is this is called https bankofcanada.ca/terms. So once it is there, you can see that it has auto saved the values, and when you scroll it down, there are a few other setups we are going to do here. The first one is the parent node for the currency, and to do so, just click on to this button. It will open you another window, and from here, because we are doing a setup here, just select this value with the V. This is like a default template which uh, comes and directly get the values from Bank of Canada. So we say select this value has come, the exchange currency code. Currency code is, for this we are generally select the service called this one. This is the format how the Bank of Canada represent any currency exchange. It says that FX, RUB, CAD. I will explain you just in a minute from now. So let's select this one. And what should be the default value? We're not putting any default value in, but we need a transformation rule. And why that transformation rule is required? You know that we define currency is CAD, USD, EUR, but not in the way like Bank of Canada represented, which say that FX, RUB, CAD. Okay, so, or like say FAX, AUD, CAD. But that mean is it is a foreign exchange conversion of Canadian dollar into the Australian dollar or Australian dollar into Canadian dollar exchange rate. To get that exact code, so we are going to define a new transformation rule, and with the same nomenclature, we say it is BOC, that is Bank of Canada. So we'll say Bank of Canada Forex rule, simple. In the transformation type, you have a various option like uppercase, lowercase, and string and replace. And for this particular service, we will be using a substring. And the moment I select the substring, you can see that various new fields has pop up on the screen is there. So based on the setup, you had to define 3 here on the start position, and the length of that would be 3. What exactly this means? So if I define here my text on that FX USD CAD. So it says that from the it start at third position, my currency code, and the length of that is again 3 characters. So it started third position, 1, 2, and third position. It is my actually uh, the code of the currency. If you click on this small button, if you see the button here, select the record update and do that, you can see that it giving me a currency code here USD. And somehow if you accidentally type it here too and you try to update here, it will give you the wrong code. So this is very key when you define from the Bank of Canada, the start position as well as the length of the code has to be 3, and the test text messages has to be defined like this way. Okay, so we press the button OK and it is there. The starting date, what should be the date when we are doing? We already define it here. We can't put our specific date. We have to again use our source. And from the source, you can see there is a D is there, which is with the date based on the date we define in this service URL. Exchange rate. Most of the companies prefer to define exchange rate based on a unit value of CAD, and that is the way Bank of Canada also provide you. So it is always recommendable to use a default value 1 here rather than 100 or anything else. So I define this 1. Then what is the relational exchange rate? This is also very key factor when you define exchange rate there, like cross conversions. So this cross conversion is also we will using the same observation value V. And once you are defined this, you are almost done with your foreign exchange service. But how we can convince ourselves that whatever we have defined, it is defined in the right way or not? To make that cross check, there is a small function is available. You can hover your cursor or there and click on the preview button. It will do take some time to calculate the line. You can see that it is preparing the line. So far it has fetched across close to 1,000 of records. It will take time to get all those details, and we will wait till we get all those information from here. So within a few minutes, depend on your internet speed, and system will calculate all the exchange rates which is there from based on your date range. And you can see from this preview list, uh, we have fetched a lot of rates from Bank of Canada for various currencies here, starting from 1st of Jan 2019, and this give a confidence to us is whatever the configuration we just accomplished, it is accurate and there is no flaw into that. Let's go back. The moment you try to go back, it will say that uh, this is not enabled yet. Do you want to exit? So we say no, we don't want to exit like this. We want to enable it. The moment you enable it, there is another pop-up window comes to you. You have to set up a job query. Why this job query is important? We define this is a rules and this is the service to get Bank of Canada Forex rates. But how frequently they will be running daily, weekly, bi-weekly, how many times in a day, that depends on our job queue sequence. So let's press the button here, yes. And to give a very specific name to this service, I'll define it as it is BOC, um, Forex service. Now, one thing you have witnessed here is in the recurrence of this specific job, you have Monday till Sunday activated. And it default come with 8 a.m. with 1440 minutes, that is equivalent to 24 hours in a day. Uh, Bank of Canada publish its rates every from Monday till Friday at 4:35 p.m. So there is no fun to run this service on Saturdays and Sundays because it will anyhow fetch the old rates. So we will turn it off for Saturdays and Sundays. As the rates are published at 4:35 p.m., let's keep it in a very right ways to define it as 6 p.m. so that even if there is a delay there or we're not getting a proper internet connection here into our servers, there are some other services are running, so we define at 6 p.m. So every day on Monday till Friday, it will run at 6 p.m. Bank of Canada publishes rate at 4:35 p.m. and number of minutes it is 1440, which is equivalent to 24 hours. So once you're done with it, just click onto the process and make the status to ready. And with this, you are just accomplished the process of making it as a scheduler in the back end to update the exchange rates on a periodic basis. So this is like a quick overview how you can define the exchange rates there into the system. We will see that whether those exchange rates are updated to various currencies or not. That is another cross check we would like to have it. Now we are back to our screen of currencies, and you can see that my cursor is still on to pound, which from where I start defining the exchange rate service. And if we want to see that whether this service config has updated anything in terms of exchange rates. To do so, let's do a quick validation here. Click on the process, then we get into the exchange rates, and you can see from this page is a lot of exchange rates has been updated starting from 31st December 2080, which was the start date. And if you scroll it down till the end, come on, that is still September because a lot of entries are there. Maybe it is still going on in the back end, is updating it. So we have fetched the records up to this. There's further records are coming. And scroll it further down for the currency called USD, which is widely used in North America, especially in Canada. So we click on a function process and see the exchange rates. Here as well, you can see that we have exchange rates available starting from the date that we just defined. And if we scroll it down, we have a date for June, we have a date for July, and this gives us a confidence that when you have the service activated, it will automatically update your exchange rates in the backend for various currencies of your setup. So this is a small session which is taking care of all your needs, defining the exchange rate. If you still have questions, you have queries, feel free to consult us back at info@econix.ca, which is simply is info@econix.ca, or dial us at our number at 833-228-5329. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll be connected with you soon with another know-how of Business Central. Thank you.